First Alert Forecast with meteorologist Joseph Eng.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome back. We're taking a look at your forecast as we continue through the work week here and seeing a relatively quiet start to the day. Outside of our sky cams, any traffic is moving along smoothly, and we're not seeing any showers in the area just yet. Temperatures are actually a little bit warmer than yesterday, too, with less areas pushing the freezing line. Pretty much just Oakdale at the moment, right on 32 degrees. Everyone else a good bit warmer, especially as you get further south towards the coastline and Cameron, which is closer to 40 degrees. Even wind chill isn't a huge factor this time around, with most of us sitting in the 30s too, rather than the 20s, so that'll make it a little easier to stay warm as you head out the door, and you might not need to bundle up as much as yesterday, but it's still going to be a pretty cold day ahead of us here. Now, what most of our focus is on, rather than the wind chill, is satellite and radar, where it's mostly quiet locally for us on radar at the moment, but you can see there is some activity starting to pop up down the Texas coastline, and it looks like we will see a chance for at least some stray sprinkles a little bit later this morning. We already have plenty of cloud cover to work with, so that's going to make sunshine pretty hard to come by as the sun does come up. All of this a result of deepening low pressure that's building in the Gulf, and that is expected to move south of us as we continue through the day here. General patterns also inducing a little bit of wintry mix for more northern parts across the south, but doesn't look like it's really going to reach us except for maybe some very, very northern portions of Louisiana and maybe into some of Arkansas. But at least their breeze at the surface is starting to shift more out of the east this morning. That, in combination with the extra cloud cover, is what's leading you to a little bit of a warmer start out the door this time around, if you can call it warm when it's still down in the 30s. Nonetheless, you are still going to be getting gusts around 15 to nearly 20 miles per hour for the next couple hours, calming down a little bit during the afternoon, and whatever heat we're able to accumulate during the day, showing a little variance in that breeze. But as we head into this evening and as rain begins to move in with some heavier downpours, we could get a couple of gusts pushing closer to 40 miles per hour, but most of that is expected to be very late tonight. And let's take a look at all this on Futurecast. Again, still a pretty cold start to the day. You might catch a couple of stray sprinkles out there later this morning and through lunchtime as temperatures try to warm up. So you might want to bring an umbrella out the door if you won't be able to grab one later, just to have handy with you. It looks like we'll only reach the low 40s for most spots during the heat of the afternoon. Even under all that cloud cover, it does manage to warm up a little. But it's the back half of the day where you'll start to see some scattered showers begin to pop up, and that may turn into more of a steady light to moderate rain as we push into the evening hours, and in particular to late night tonight is when we're expecting some heavy rainfall to show up on most models, and that may peak around anywhere from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. tomorrow morning. But by the time you get ready to head out the door on Friday, it looks like it should largely be starting to calm down, so there shouldn't be too many concerns for your morning commute again out the door tomorrow. Now, as far as actually seeing wintry precip here, it looks like it's going to be a little too warm for that, so there's definitely going to be plenty of miserable cold rain, but it seems unlikely that we'll even get any sleet, much less any ice pellets here. A lot of that is going to stay much further off to the north. Now, as far as actual rainfall totals here, we could get anywhere from about 1 to 2 inches across the area on models, and you could easily see higher amounts than that possible in some isolated pockets depending on where heavy rain shows up. So we'll be keeping an eye out for flash flood warnings overnight. But for the most part, we did have a couple of dry days behind us for the past week, so we're not at an increased risk of seeing that. But there are a few spots that could stand to see a lot of rain in a short period of time. Low pressure moving south of us in the big picture weather map is usually our best chance at seeing some snow this time of year, but again, it's a little too close to us this time, and temperatures are going to be a little too warm, and it does move on rather quickly as we head into Friday. That rain comes to an end, and it does give us a pretty quiet end to the week and lead us into a bit of a sunnier weekend there, where both will get a chance to dry out and temperatures will finally start to warm up a little bit, but not before we get at least a couple more mornings that'll be close to a light freeze category. So you might still have to look out for a few of your pipes for Friday night to Saturday morning.
Not me, I've got them covered.
He's on top of it.
Keep them covered.
Knock on wood, Formica, whatever this is. All right, thanks.